All right, well, thank you again for joining us today, everyone. We'll take just a couple minutes as we get people settled into the waiting room, and we'll go through some housekeeping and logistics as we get started and getting this underway. So again, this is a recording of the UW System Career Track today. So we really appreciate everyone joining us, and today's Career Track is going to be featuring Cirrus Aircraft and hosted by UW Superior. So thank you again for the Career Track Committee co-members from across UW System campuses for developing the programming, scheduling, and managing the logistics for this Career Track series throughout the academic year. Within the chat, there is a link to the official registration form that we ask everyone to click on and complete to finalize your official registration. So we have that for our tracking mechanism. It takes just a couple minutes and we'll share it a few times throughout the session today as well. And we also ask in a few minutes that we'll be accessing a poll that will get started so that our partners can learn more about who is attending today as well. So a little bit about the career tracks. They're a joint initiative connecting students from regional employers. It's supported by career offices at all 13 campuses across Wisconsin. And treks have the support of our UW System leadership and other state officials who are very deeply invested in supporting and encouraging our career development and exploration for all of our students. Next week, we'll be wrapping up our Career Trek series that have been offered nearly every Tuesday afternoon throughout the semester. And so again, we thank you for joining us today, and we also invite you to explore and access previous treks at the same site that we'll be adding a link in throughout the site as well. So now we will warmly welcome, invite you to go ahead and sit back and relax and take in all the information, jot down any questions that you might have throughout the session today. And at the end of the session, you can feel free to unmute yourselves and ask questions or pop them in the chat, and we will be able to be happy to ask those on your behalf as well. So again, we're very pleased to welcome our employer partners, Cirrus Aircraft, who will share information about their company, about their opportunities and their culture. So welcome, Kate Rausch and the rest of the Cirrus team. We're looking forward to hearing all about what you have to share with our students today.
Thank you, Thora. I will get my screen shared here and we can get started. Thank you, everyone in attendance today. Okay, can you see my screen? All righty, perfect. Let me just make sure. You can just see the PowerPoint, right? We had issues a little earlier. Okay, just want to make sure. Okay, well today, so for the presentation, I wanted to bring a couple of UW alumni here to speak with you today. So I'm Kate Rausch. I'm the Talent Pipeline Specialist with Cirrus. I've been here since January of 2022, and wow, have I just been thrown into learning ever since I got here. So I'm really grateful that I get to be a part of these types of partnerships and talk with students at events like these and career fairs. So we really appreciate these partnerships and the chance to get to talk to all. So I do have 4 others that I want to introduce as well, and I will let them introduce themselves and tell a little bit about their time here at Cirrus as well. So Jim, if you'd like to start.
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Allman. I'm the VP of Engineering here at Cirrus. I've been here for just coming up on 2 years. Spent my whole career in aerospace. Really like Cirrus a lot. My standard line is I love Cirrus. I love the people. I love the product. I love our culture. It's really, for me, exactly the kind of work I like to do. We're designing, building, testing aircraft, selling lots of aircraft worldwide. And clearly we're the number one. I think we have like 45% market share worldwide in the general aviation market. So being with the best company in the industry is pretty awesome.
Thank you, Jim. Laura.
Hello, everyone. I am Laura Olson. I am the Senior Learning and Development Specialist here at Cirrus Aircraft, and I am a UW alum. So I graduated I don't know if I want to share the year, but I did graduate from UW Superior, so from the Twin Ports here. And just like Jim mentioned, Cirrus Aircraft is really fun and innovative and exciting. But what I really love about Cirrus Aircraft is the people. That is what keeps me here. It's the incredible colleagues that I get to work with each and every day.
Great. Thank you. And Ryan?
Sure. Good afternoon, everyone. Ryan McMurtry, been here at Cirrus for about a little bit over 2 years now, serving primarily as a manufacturing engineer. Some of the things that I've enjoyed just my time kind of fresh out of school is really the fast-paced experience that Cirrus does. We like to, when we can, react quickly and bring kind of that new innovative experience to the general aviation community. And so being able to be a part of that, and as well as the ability to really be heard as an individual working here and to make that impact right away and being able to see aircraft going down the line that you specifically were involved with and able to make those changes. So it's really exciting with that fast moving environment and being able to not just like complete, like spreadsheets and things like that, but be able to make a real physical impact on the product we're delivering and be able to see that out in the field is a very rewarding experience and awesome to be a part of.
Thank you. And last but not least, Shay.
Hello, everyone. I'm Shay Bear, and I'm currently a supply chain business analyst with Cirrus Aircraft. I've been here for about a year now, and I am an alumni of UW Eau Claire. So I think I just love working for Cirrus, especially the people here, as Laura said, as well. And I really just like how Cirrus is a younger company, so you really get to just blaze your own trail and make an impact. So really just enjoy being able to, make an impact, and we're always looking to continuously improve, become better, and be the best. So love it here at Cirrus.
Alrighty. Thank you, Cirrus team members, for introducing yourself. So to kick us off, a lot of people think of us as a manufacturer, and certainly we are. We're one of the largest aircraft manufacturers. So I like to point out, and I will share a little bit more about what makes us unique. Like Laura said, she loves the people that work here. So certainly it's really easy to point out these beautiful aircraft that we get to sell and fly to our customers. But I want to point out what else makes us unique and what you as students can look for in an employer when you make this choice after school. So beautiful aircraft in front of you, but what makes Cirrus Cirrus? So first, I want to point out our mission statement, our vision, our values, because as you students are making the decision for your future employer, you want to be aligned on these things. So our mission specifically is to deliver an aviation experience to our customers that is a pinnacle of innovation, quality, and safety. So I can think of an example where we lived out this mission and made a huge decision here at Cirrus. So our customers actually used to pick up their aircraft here in the Twin Ports area. But we recently, about 7 years ago, we built a brand new vision center down in Knoxville, Tennessee. And some people might say, why Knoxville, Tennessee? Well, if we're delivering an aviation experience to our customers, we want to be closer to them. We want great weather when they pick up their aircraft. And so that decision to move down there and have that vision center in Knoxville, I think that just attests to our mission coming to life here at Cirrus. So vision to be a global general aviation industry, to lead it, shape the future, be an employer of choice, and have operational strength. So we want to be, the leader. We want to shape the future and be an employer of our choice for our people here at Cirrus. And then, of course, operational strength. We want people to have pride in what we do here at Cirrus and know that we are a strong manufacturing company. Values, vision, trust, integrity, innovation, passion, and safety. So same thing, when you as students are looking for an employer, align with these values. Ask your company, what are your values? What are your mission? How do you live them out? Are they on your wall? And myself, for example, I didn't know if aviation was the industry I wanted to be in, but if you notice, these values are not aviation specific. Yeah, someone would say safety is pretty aviation specific, but these values also should speak to your core as a person, not necessarily just the industry that you're looking for. So I wanted to point that out to everyone. All right. As I mentioned, a lot of people know of us as a manufacturing facility, of course, but we've really grown and developed here at Cirrus to be more than that. We are innovative. We have design engineers. We do flight training for our customers. So we have individuals who purchase an aircraft without knowing how to fly it, and we offer that flight training for them. We have service and maintenance, just like cars need maintenance, aircraft needs maintenance. So giving that holistic experience to our customers. Sales, not only selling aircraft, but also selling merchandise. And I like to share the joke that I think most of our merchandise profit probably comes from our employees more than it does our customers, because here at Cirrus, we are proud to wear the brand and proud to talk about the Cirrus life, as we say. All right, so where did we start? This is kind of just a fun fact for everyone here. We started, Dale and Alan Klappmeyer, they started this idea in a barn in Baraboo, Wisconsin. So Wisconsin, you all take the credit for this, even though we're across the bridge here in Minnesota. But yes, we started in Baraboo, Wisconsin, and it took them a handful of years to get the first plane out, the kit plane. It was the VK-30. So they would deliver it to their customers, and it would be like an at-home build your own aircraft. So I just like to point this out because, obviously a big company like us, we started somewhere, and I really like these small, humble roots in a barn in Baraboo, Wisconsin, to see that innovation come to life now being where we're at. And I can tell you, we are still growing. Our locations. So yes, we are headquartered here in the Twin Ports area, but our manufacturing actually starts in Grand Forks. So all of our composite manufacturing parts are done there and then shipped to Duluth, Minnesota to finish manufacturing. That's where our aircraft are complete. We do have a paint facility in Benton Harbor, Michigan as well. So some of our aircraft is painted there. After the aircraft is complete here in the Twin Ports region, we fly it down to Knoxville, Tennessee, like I was mentioning, to deliver to our customers. And this is an all-out experience. They get a blue carpet up to their new aircraft, music blaring, lights blaring, all of it. So, and then you can see we have some southern locations as well over in the Scottsdale, Phoenix area. We do service and flight training as well. We also have an engineering innovation center, as we do in the McKinney, Texas, Dallas, Texas area. Also another engineering innovation center, flight training, and then Kissimmee and Orlando, Florida. So as you students are looking for career opportunities, know that we as an employer specifically, even though we're in your area here, if you have an interest in working at an alternate location across the nation, we offer that as well. Okay, I'm going to pass it off to Jim here. He's going to talk a little bit about our product line. So we'll start with our SR series, and then he'll also talk about the jet a little bit.
Okay. Hi again. So Cirrus Aircraft currently builds 4 different types of aircraft. 3 propeller driven, which is the SR-20, the 22, and the 22 turbo, and the Vision Jet. And you saw the Vision Jet had the V-tail, the jet like that right there. So basically, all 3 of the SR series aircraft are physically the same. They have the same wingspan, same cockpit, same fuselage. The big difference is in the power plant. And to kind of give you a rough idea, the SR-20, which is the lowest end of our SR line, it has a 215 horsepower engine, and it's about a 175 mile per hour airplane. The SR-22 is a 310 horsepower engine, and it's around a 210 mile per hour airplane. And the 22 turbo, which is the, let me just move this out of the way there, which has the twin turbochargers on the engine, is 315 horsepower, flies about 240 miles per hour, but most importantly, it can carry the power to 25,000 feet. So if you're flying out west over the Rockies, it's nice to have the altitude to use to get over the top. Otherwise, you have to go around. None of these aircraft are pressurized of the SR series. So if you go up high above 12,500 feet, you have to wear oxygen. And we have oxygen systems built into the aircraft because people do fly the aircraft up high. Another thing about the SR, they are fixed gear. So there's no retractable landing gear on the SR series, which makes them a little bit easier, less complicated aircraft to maintain. And all of our aircraft are equipped with the Cirrus airframe parachute system, which I think Laura's going to talk about. Is that correct?
Yep.
At some point? Okay. So I'll let her talk about that. That's exciting stuff. The Vision Jet, which is our jet model. The funny thing about the jet, a lot of people say, well, why does it have a VTOL? Well, it has a VTOL because it has a single engine. And the single engine is right down the center line. So if it didn't have the VTOL, we'd basically burn the tail off, which wouldn't be very good for the aircraft. So the other thing that's neat about the jet, besides the fact it can fly at 31,000 feet, it is a very luxurious ride. It's very roomy, big windows. It's very, very comfortable. And it's a 300 plus mile per hour airplane. So it's not the fastest jet on the market, but one of the good things, it's certified for single pilot operation. A lot of jets require 2 pilots. What our jet has that no other jet has, I'm going to say that because I'm pretty sure it's still accurate. We have, besides the parachute system, we have a system called safe return. And in the ceiling of the aircraft, right above the pilot and between the pilot and the co-pilot, there's a red button. And should the pilot become incapacitated for any reason, the passengers are briefed to push the red button, and the airplane goes into autopilot mode, locates the closest appropriate airport, sends messages to air traffic control, canned messages, and auto flies to that airport and auto lands and stops on the runway. So it's a very unique safety feature. And I would dare say that safety is a big part of our culture. We pretty much start every meeting with a safety message. So I think that's it for the aircraft.
Great. Thank you, Jim. I am going to pass it along to Ryan and kind of get an anecdotal story here.
Sure. So during my time here at Cirrus, I've had the opportunity to work pretty much primarily on the Vision Jet. So it's very exciting to be able to work on that particular platform. Just to get some items, some lessons that I've shared during my time here that I've learned, and you'll kind of see these as themes throughout, I think, throughout this presentation. But even, and I think this would be true to the SR series as well as the jet, is well, working on these projects, you know, you got to be working in a cross-functional team. So that means a lot of different disciplines, not just engineering, but you know, supply chain, quality, product development, and the ability to communicate with a variety of different team members who might not speak that same engineering language that I'm familiar with is absolutely critical. And as part of that, kind of an exciting thing as well is we're always at Cirrus working on kind of the latest and greatest to continue to offer that to the general aviation community. As a part of that, during my projects, I've already, as I mentioned before, had the ability to add a real impact and offer those new changes that are already rolling out the line. So some of them, you know, stay tuned, but we're definitely always working on the most exciting things. And just being able to have a real impact, even during the short time here, is certainly a extremely gratifying experience. And to be able to do that, I think it's critical to be resourceful. You might not have to know the right answer, but at least know where to find it and kind of know who to seek out. And listening and learning is also critical. So just being able to be receptive of the information, continue to grow as a young professional, and as part of that as well, being able to be hands-on with this exciting product is pretty amazing. So just kind of a general little thing of my time working on the jet is it's been really exciting to have that real world impact and be able to offer that to the GA community, and some lessons that I've found throughout my short time working on the jet.
Great. Thank you, Ryan. And I asked Ryan to point out that story because wanting to talk about skills and competencies that you students are working on throughout your college career and how that can relate to a position at Cirrus or a different company. So as he mentioned, that project management and those cross-functional communication skills, he clearly put them to action right away in his career here. So, all right, I do have a short video to kick off Laura's conversation about our CAPS system.
don't think we're getting any audio on that, Kate.
All righty, so I'm going to hand it off to Laura to talk about the CAPS system.
All right, and there usually is some very dramatic music that goes with that video. So would encourage everyone to visit the Cirrus Aircraft YouTube page. It is incredible. That music just adds the chills and the excitement that goes with the parachute system. Now, Cirrus Aircraft is absolutely innovative and progressive and always moving forward and continuously improving our product line. But that parachute system inside of our airplanes is absolutely what sets us apart from other general aviation airplanes. Now, the parachute system internally here and even externally, we oftentimes refer to that as CAPS, which stands for the Cirrus Airframe Parachute System. And to date, we have saved over 250 lives with our parachute system. Absolutely incredible to step back and think about the impact that we get to have in general aviation, you know, right here out of the Twin Ports. It's absolutely incredible. Now, I've been at Cirrus Aircraft for, gosh, almost 11 years now, and having been here for so long, I've had the opportunity to shake hands with individuals who've pulled the parachute system and walked away to talk about it, and it is absolutely profound. I think it was approximately a month ago or thereabouts in Brazil, there was a parachute pull. Everyone walked away from that event, and there was a 3-day baby on board, and that 3-day-old baby survived. So absolutely, just something that we are just incredibly proud of here at Cirrus Aircraft is making this impact in aviation. Now, back in that blue barn that Kate showed us earlier in Baraboo, Wisconsin, the Klappmeyer brothers really set out to make aviation more accessible and safer. And just a personal story of mine, I am a little bit of a control freak. I had not been exposed to small airplanes before I started at Cirrus Aircraft, and I don't think I would have gotten on a small airplane had I not known that I had a little bit of control in an emergency situation. So something happened to that pilot. Guess what? There's a lever inside and I can pull that handle down, and hopefully we're going to come down a little more gently, right? I have a little bit of control, and we absolutely, I think, have made aviation more accessible and absolutely hands down have made it absolutely safer.
Thank you, Laura. All right, so we've shared a lot about Cirrus Aircraft as a company and the product and our mission, vision, values, but let's dive in a little bit more into career opportunities, what we have to offer as a company that you can look for here at Cirrus, or even ask other companies if they offer something. And then we'll also go into what you can do to make yourself stand out as a candidate with another couple anecdotes from our team members. So Laura, to kick us off again regarding some of the offerings we have for professional development.
Oh, we have some wonderful opportunities here at Cirrus Aircraft. We have a really high focus on internal talent and learning for our employees. We have a program, it's called Cirrus University. It's our internal learning and development program here. Additionally, hand in hand with that, we have a number of professional development courses available right at each employee's fingertips. And, you know, this is ranging anywhere from, you know, project management to Scrum to Excel, anywhere you might want to brush up your skills. Those resources are available to you as a Cirrus Aircraft employee. We offer tuition assistance as well, and the program here is absolutely wonderful. We have been working really hard to even make it better and better. At this point in time, a full-time employee can apply for tuition reimbursement after 90 days of employment. And that is, you know, an eligibility of a reimbursement of up to $5,250 per year for tuition and related expenses. We have a very high focus on career progression. And, there are paths for individuals to take here at Cirrus Aircraft. And we really provide a lot of opportunities for individuals to grow and expand and maybe try different areas. Absolutely incredible. And then we do focus on that professional development as well. So, it's not uncommon for employees to be members of clubs within the community or professional clubs, or to get certifications and better themselves and grow themselves. And it benefits both the employees and the organization as well.
Thank you. All right, so moving off of that, Laura mentioned clubs. So I'll talk a little bit about the culture here. A couple of things that we offer. I think first, we have an In the Know newsletter that we send out every week about things happening around our company. We highlight things that our employees are doing, whether it's within Cirrus or outside of Cirrus. We like to highlight and celebrate those wins for people. We also are very involved in volunteering. So Grandma's Marathon is probably one of the biggest things we do. We have mile marker 17, I believe, and we are out there cheering. We also have roughly 50 employees that run the marathon as well. So we love that community engagement and opportunity to represent Cirrus, not only as a Cirrus employee, but also to support the Twin Ports area in those engagements as well. The aircraft here that you see on the screen, that is actually our Flying Club airplane. So this is something that all of our employees have access to, as well as their immediate family members, so children or spouses. The Flying Club is an opportunity for our employees to learn how to fly, get those ratings for a significantly affordable cost, and then also when they have those ratings, rent out the aircraft for their own leisure. So Jim, I see you flying a lot. I know you're renting out the aircraft to fly for leisure. So I also like to point out, we have food trucks come here every week during the summer. We get employees to walk out during their breaks and stand around the food truck and enjoy conversation and eat lunch with one another. We also have the Aviation Expo here right on our runway every summer. But what we do the Friday before the air show is we let all the employees out, bring their family members, have a huge picnic, and we sit out right there on the runway and watch the teams practicing before the air show actually happens. So it's kind of like a free air show ticket. So I like to point out this is what we're doing as a company, and this is how we engage our employees. So as you students are looking for your first job out of college, ask these questions. Ask, what is the culture like? What opportunities do you have for us as employees to be engaged, to be part of clubs, to volunteer and represent the brand that we're working for? Alrighty, so the recruitment process. This QR code will bring you right to the careers page on our website, but a couple things to point out is we typically look for people to apply about 3 months before graduation. And we say that because when we post a position, we are a company growing so fast, so we try and look to fill that position within 3 to 6 months. So apply, in that last semester before graduation. The process that we have is first an HR pre-screen. So someone from our HR team, a recruiter, will give you a call, and we really just look to make sure that things are aligned, like salary expectations, remote or working in person expectations, making sure you understand the job. From there, we'll invite people to do a virtual interview with the team. And I want to point out the interview questions that you might find from a company like us are mostly behavioral based questions. So situational questions like, tell me about a time when blank, or a hypothetical question as like, consider a time where you'd have to use problem solving to blank. And that for us really shows the right culture fit. We truly believe here at Cirrus that we can hire for culture fit and then train for any needs, technical skills that you need. So we want to grow you as a person. And then from there, we bring you in on site to do more of those technical questions and give you a tour of the facility to end the interview process. All right, I'm pointing out 3 full-time positions we have open right now. And I point these out not necessarily for you to apply. If you'd like to, please, I strongly consider you to, but more so, go ahead, take a look at that application process, take a look at the job description. All three of these positions are entry level here at Cirrus. So, whether you're an engineer and you want to apply to the manufacturing engineering position, or the accounts manager, that's a title that a student coming out of school might not immediately translate, oh, my degree will get me a job as an accounts manager. This is a customer facing role, really working one-on-one with the customer who's purchased the aircraft. So communication skills, psychology skills, business skills, any of those majors and those skills and learning that come out of college would be a good fit for the accounts manager position. So I put these out there for you to see job titles and examples of entry-level positions, but then also, like I said, to translate the skills and the degree title that you have that doesn't translate exactly to a job title, but you certainly qualify for. Alrighty, and then internships. This is my favorite thing ever at Cirrus. So I'm the internship coordinator here, and I absolutely love when we welcome an internship cohort. We have about 55 students coming this summer. So look on our website, our careers page, you'll see we have a student opportunities section. So you can filter jobs by internships and co-ops. We post these positions in September and October for the following summer start. So internships anywhere from engineering to supply chain to a Power BI analyst in accounting, a large variety of majors and skills that we're looking for in our internships. And I'll also share that the last 2 years, we've had an average of 70% of our interns accept full-time roles with us here at Cirrus. So this is a great opportunity to, dip your toes in here at Cirrus and see if it's a place that you'd like to stay long term. All righty, and then disciplines. So like I said, we of course, we have manufacturing, we have engineering, we have design engineers, but we also have service and Ps. We need finance, we need accounting, we need communication majors to work with our customer team. We have marketing and design and facilities, HR, legal, all of it. So as everyone is looking for future career opportunities, consider that every business has to operate. So all of your skills are needed. If you have a passion for aviation and you're an HR professional, well, so am I. I'm an HR professional. Laura's an HR professional, and we've become really passionate about aviation having worked here. So certainly these are all the disciplines we look for, and a lot of majors translate to these disciplines. All righty. So I am going to have Jim talk about how to stand out as a candidate, and then Ryan to give kind of his own experience as well.
Okay. Do want to add a couple things. Kate showed the aircraft, the one flying club aircraft. We actually have 5 here at the Twin Ports location. So it's not like we all fight over one airplane, because that would get pretty ugly, to say the least, which is important. And also roughly, I don't know if we spoke about the numbers. I think last year we delivered 620 aircraft approximately. Just to give you a rough idea, this is not a one airplane every few weeks. We're producing a huge number of aircraft here. So it's a very, very busy facility, very busy line. When you think about over 600 airplanes in 12 months, it's gives you some idea what we're up to. So a lot of people ask me, Jim, when you go to hire engineers, what's really important? And as Kate mentioned earlier, we really subscribe to the hire for fit, train for need. I don't expect anybody to come in here as an entry-level engineer and be able to design a jet. That would be ridiculous. I mean, it would be awesome, but probably ridiculous. So I always look for a really good fit for our team. And recently I did a presentation, and the comment I made was, if you sit in an interview with me for 45 minutes and you don't smile, you're probably not going to get hired. I think that there has to be more to you than just sitting there telling me about your GPA. So the other thing about a degree, in my opinion, a degree tells me that you are a learner. You're willing to learn and take care of tasks. So it's really important to me that a person shows that to me, and not just in their, just not the academics, but also other things that they do. So I always say, I can sell Cirrus to anybody who is passionate about aviation. So I look for passion about aviation. But I also like, when you look at the Twin Ports area, a passion for the outdoors, the environment. It's really important. And if they fit into one of those two categories, I know they're sort of on the right track to work with us here at Cirrus. So I say a passion to fly or passion for things that fly, but I look for any kind of passion. What do people like to do besides schoolwork? Because life is more than just schoolwork. So really important that that when you present yourself, that you present who you are as a person, not just who you are as a student. And then we have several locations, and I always try to think about where would that person fit. The person that tells me that they absolutely can't stand the cold is obviously not a good fit for this area. Person that absolutely can't stand the heat is not a good fit for our Chandler location either. So I look for reasons people would want to live. Like if they're deathly afraid of rattlesnakes, I'd say Chandler, not a good place to live either. So look for those. And again, the activities outside the classroom are really important. I look at the engineers primarily. I look for things that they do, like the competition clubs or school clubs, and any kind of club really, where they're actually part of a team, because it shows me the ability for them to interact with other people and work towards a common goal, because that's what we do here a lot. And then what's not important, I always say, the other stuff. And what is the other stuff? Well, without going into the gory details, I assume that most people like to listen to some genre of music. That's great, but it's not important to me. It just isn't. If you have a like for a particular cuisine, that's great, but it's not important. Surely not in the interview process. It's just nice to know that people do things outside. I accept the fact that people are different, and that's great, and that's what I expect. So basically, our ideal candidate is someone who really fits well with our culture, fits well with our team, and wants to contribute, wants to learn, and reach those goals that we're shooting for all the time.
Absolutely. Thank you,
That's that.
Jim. Yeah. And Ryan, I had asked him to talk a little bit about how he made himself stand out as a candidate being a UW system grad. So Ryan, feel free to share those.
Sure. And Jim, I feel like just reading off your points here, or at least giving a demonstration of them. So when I applied here at Cirrus, kind of what I found successful is, again, like I talked about before, kind of what Jim was hinting at, you don't need to be a technical expert out of the gate, but really demonstrating that ability to, learn and have that passion and be involved. So things that I had done during my collegiate career was involved with the school clubs. I was involved with the ASME, American Society of Mechanical Engineers. And that taught me a lot about working with the team, kind of driving towards that common goal and interfacing with a number of different business groups, not only from student representation, but also higher ups at the university level. So that kind of gave me a little bit of that early experience that I now have demonstrated here at Cirrus. But again, that ability to learn and listen, especially during your early years, is a critical thing, and being able to show that you have had opportunities to show that and highlighting that during your whole interview process, I think is critical. In addition to that, being resourceful and being part of those school clubs, I feel like really talks to that as well, giving you an outside experience beyond just the academics. Obviously doing well at your classes is important, but then showing that you can handle things as well outside of that. Because I feel like if you just focus on the grades but don't have those outside things, it's nice to see that you can handle a variety of different tasks that aren't just oriented purely towards just the grade aspect of it. So those are some of the things that I did. I acted as part of the ASME organization, also had a school job. So I worked as a tutor, reinforcing my engineering skill set, but also being able to discuss and teach technical topics to individuals, I think was critical, and certainly translated well during my time here at Cirrus. And the last thing I just want to talk about is kind of what Jim talked about before, is also highlighting your passion, whatever that is. It doesn't necessarily need to be aviation. When Kate talked earlier, aviation, she wasn't really sure if that was something she was going to be interested in. So it doesn't need to be aircraft, just whatever you are interested in, and being a true, genuine person throughout that process. I don't think try to be who you think the interviewer might want you to be. Just show who you are. That's going to get a lot more of a stronger and genuine response And that's what I found during my time, is just, say who you are. It's not, I don't think anyone's going to necessarily judge you if you like, oh, well, I do this thing. Most people are going to find, wow, that's really interesting, and going to want to learn more about it. And then you have more of that dynamic, natural flow of a conversation throughout the process, and get to, number one, know your interviewer better, but I think you have a lot more beneficial conversations. So being genuine, showing that you're a resourceful person who's willing to listen and learn, and showing activities that you've taken throughout your collegiate career and highlighting those throughout the process really helped me stand out. And I think if Cirrus or a different company is something you're interested in, doing that will have great success going forward.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ryan. All right, so to finish this out here, how can you connect with us? This QR code will bring you right to our homepage, cirrusaircraft.com. You can also connect with us on LinkedIn, Instagram. We have a great Instagram. You can learn a lot more about our company from that and see some of the videos we have. Otherwise, we also have public tours. So if you ever want to come see the facility or meet a couple of the individuals who work here, come on by on Wednesdays about 1 o'clock for a public tour. You can call the front desk here at Cirrus to do that. So to finish it up here, I am going to have Shay talk about an experience networking. So we wanted to end with that. It's a great opportunity in your college to career to network with people. And that's actually how she kind of got a foot in the door at Cirrus, was her networking skills. So we'll finish it off with Shay, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Yeah, I think definitely a big thing is like how Jim and Ryan talked about, like how you're able to stand out. It's one thing to, have a good GPA or get those experiences, have those internships, but then being able to connect that with the job, I think is truly through networking. So for me, I was able to get this job and get other opportunities through the network that I have been able to create and just build. So I really just want to encourage you students to create a network for yourself. So join the clubs that you have at the university. So for me, that was the supply chain group. And it was really through that supply chain group that I was able to meet a bunch of different professionals. And it was a few people here at Cirrus, actually. So I started conversations with some alumni of my university, as well as others. And it was through those conversations, through my network, that I then was able to find out that there was an open position here, and then get the job here at Cirrus. And I think that can just be really beneficial for you too. And you just never know what doors a relationship or your network could open. So just highly and encourage to put yourself out there, join different groups, and just try to build a network for yourself.
All righty. Well, thank you, everyone. That concludes our presentation. So we're happy to answer any questions you have to finish off the hour here.
And again, we welcome any questions that you might have. You can unmute and join in, or throw them in the chat and we can read them for you as well. And I have a stash of questions. We would love to open it up to the group. Okay, I'll go ahead and get it started then. So team, if you can share for us, reflecting on your own career journeys, what led you and your key colleagues that you work with to your roles? And then what advice do you have for students and career seekers in navigating their own personal journeys?
Go for it, Jim.
You want me to go first? Okay.
Yep.
Well, make sure I answer the question properly. So you're asking about my journey, like how I ended up here and things that I did and I believe in. Is that what the question is?
Yeah, a lot of students love to hear the stories of professionals who are in the field and see what their path was like.
So really quickly, I started off right out of school building human-powered airplanes at MIT. Very strange environment, very unique experience, which led me into my engineering career. Started off as a structures engineer at NASA Langley, doing wind tunnel test hardware design, and then a bunch of years with the airlines. And then after that, a brief stint with another OEM as heading up the engineering department, and then coming to Cirrus. So the one thing I would say about me is I feel like I don't stop. I'm always trying to do more, because I think it's so important to be the person on the team that is leading by example, by not saying no, not saying can't, saying will and can as much as possible, and being the team player. I think it's really important to understand that trying to go it alone in this world is really, really tough. Going at it as a team it's much more fun, if nothing else.
Oh gosh. Sorry, could you hear that? No? Okay.
Just a little, oh gosh.
Oh, sorry. Someone was calling me and I was hoping you weren't all able to hear that it was ringing.
Don't cuss on the call, Kate.
At least I said gosh. Okay, well, that's a good transition for me to go next since I'm already talking. So I think for myself in my career, a trend that I've noticed is every position I've had out of college has been a new position. So I've been fortunate to create it in a weird way. It started with my internship in college. I just reached out to the advising office and said, hey, I really want to learn more about advising. Do you have any internships? And they said, no, but you can propose one if you want. And so I did. And then my first job out of college, it was with an engineering company. And I said, hey, I have some data analytic survey creation skills. Do you have any need for that? And he said, well, actually, yeah, we have this big project coming up. Do you want to do a temporary assignment? It'll probably only be a year. And I said, that's fine. I'm just looking for a job. And same thing with the scholarship organization I worked with. And now with Cirrus, I didn't get to create my job here, but I got my foot in the door with a part-time opportunity because, like I said, I just wanted a foot in the door. And then my job pipeline specialist in October, my boss had told me, we're kind of looking about creating this position. And I said, yep, all right, I'm in. So I think it was probably just my willingness to accept that I never know the answer, but I'm willing to figure it out and willing to try and willing to find the right people to get in the right room to make sure things go smoothly and questions are answered properly. So I think the willingness to just dive in when you don't know the answer and create something if you're not finding the learning environment that you really want.
That is so very helpful, and to have that problem solving mindset is so valuable for employers and so valuable for us as individuals. So if that's a takeaway for students, to be developing that problem solving and that inquisitiveness is very, very important throughout their career journeys. I don't want to cut anybody off, but I do have a couple other questions as well. So if we have more time, we can jump back around to the other stories as well, if you are dying to tell the group about your background. But one additional one is asking what recommendations you might share with students to help them prepare now so that they're ready for their internships or ready for their jobs after graduation.
Is it me again? Well, I think the most important thing is remember that you're going to be expected to be a professional, and so you should act like a professional. That means be on time, be prepared, expect some challenges. If you're not challenged in your job, you're probably in the wrong job. You should want to be challenged. And one thing I've learned over the years is I tell people, watch what you say, watch what you do. Whether you're at work or out in public, you represent the company. And if you do something really dumb, and I can think of at least one really dumb thing that somebody did one time, and we ended up having to fire the person because it was so dumb, and they made the mistake of mentioning our company, not this company, another company, in discussions. I was like, why would anybody do that? So I think the big thing is just be a professional, understand what that means. Learn by the others in wherever you're working. You'll see the people who you'll aspire to be more like, and hopefully that'll lead you in the right direction. I think the main thing I would tell people is once again, expect challenges and be prepared for it.
Great, thank you so much. Any other final questions that we can add to the Cirrus team? Okay. Well, I will go ahead and wrap it up with some final housekeeping items. We want to extend our very sincere thanks for Kate, for Jim, for Shay, Ryan, and Laura. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was wonderful to get a picture of what Cirrus Aircraft is really like, and you've definitely shared that with us. We also, again, thank the UW career community for their work in developing and continuing this series. It's so vital and important for our students, both those that are attending live today, as well as those that will be watching the recording as it's added to the trek later on down the road. And that will be found on the Career Trek website, and we'll add that link here to the chat here in a moment as well. And our next trek, let me go ahead and share my screen here. Our next trek is next Tuesday at 2 p.m. with Kimberly Clark. It's going to be hosted by UW Platteville. And so that will be our final career trek of the semester. And we'll be wrapping it up, and loved having Cirrus join us today. And thank you again so very much.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.